And hi there, and welcome to the first edition of Inside the Lab. This was going to be live on YouTube, and I thought I had all the tech figured out. And this morning I realized I couldn't do the studio tour part. So I decided to switch over to Zoom, do it on Zoom for whoever can find it. And I will post the recording on YouTube for people that didn't find my last minute message, hey, we're going to be on Zoom. But anyhow, I'm thrilled that you're all here. Welcome. I am Kelly Schaub. I'm a collage maker, and I am the founder of collagelab.com. This Inside the Lab is planned to be a regular feature that I will do every month or two, kind of taking you behind the scenes, let you know what's going on at Collage Lab, let you know about some upcoming events, and you're going to get some real insider information today. I've got a couple of things to announce that haven't been announced anywhere else. And then you are going to get the first look at my new studio, which I'm still moving in and still unpacking, but you guys get to see it in its current state. So that's kind of exciting. For those of you that are new, I just want to give you a little background on what Collage Lab is. So here we are inside the lab, and collagelab.com is the website. I've posted some links in the chat on Zoom for all the things that I'm going to be talking about today. And if you aren't subscribed to the Collage Scraps newsletter, you should do that. That is also in the links. That will get you the current information of everything that is going on. So what is Collage Lab? About a year ago, actually last February 2020, I took this website that I had and decided to host the very first event from Collage Lab, which was a scrap exchange and online exhibit. And I had people sign up to be partnered with another collage artist and send an envelope full of collage scraps, exchange them between the two partners. And then the idea is when you get your scraps, you create a collage using some of the materials from your partner, and then we have an online exhibit. Well, I announced that in February of 2020, and then all of a sudden, March 2020, and lockdowns started happening around the world. Mail service slowed or stopped in many places. And I had over 200 people signed up for this exchange. And so I reached out to them all and said, hey, let's, revisit this. If you still want to participate, let me know. We won't have any deadlines. Do it when you can safely mail your scraps, and no deadline for submitting your finished works. I ended up with over 100 people that still participated in that first scrap exchange. Some people waited over 12 weeks to get their scraps from their partner because of the mail service during the beginning of COVID. So COVID happened. I normally teach collage live at a couple different art centers down here in South Texas. And last March, that became clear that that wasn't going to happen for a while. So I said, I've always wanted to do an online class. Let's see if I can figure this all out. And I created G is for Grids. This is a free, work at your own pace, online, pre-recorded video. And I think to date, over 500 people have done this class in the past year. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't done it, you should sign up. It's free. The videos maybe 20, 25 minutes, but there are a lot of projects that just get you thinking creatively. And because this was created while a lot of us were in lockdown, you can do this with supplies that you have around the house. You don't need to go out and buy anything special. Because G is for Grids worked and I'm a glutton for punishment, in April of last year, I released the Collage Alphabet, which is a year-long work at your own pace class with a new lesson every 2 weeks. So if you signed up back in April, we're actually getting to the end of the alphabet, but there are people that have signed up throughout the year. And if you sign up today, you will start at the beginning of the alphabet. So that is kind of our signature class at the moment. And I'm going to stop screen sharing and try to do something technical here. And does everybody see my work table here now? This is a sample that was created for the G is for Grids class. And so just to give you an idea of some of the projects, and then some of the projects in the alphabet class, A is for accordion. And so we made fun accordion-based concertina collages. B is for book cover. So we created collages on book covers and learned how to deconstruct books. C is still one of my favorite lessons. C is for color, and we did a lot of color studies and playing around with different colors in our collage materials. D is for decollage, which is pasting things down and then removing them. E is for encaustic, and so we spent one lesson learning to use encaustic wax, a hot wax medium, with our collage. F is for Frankenstein, so we did some really fun, surrealistic kinds of collages. So that's just a little taste of what Collage Alphabet's all about. It's a bunch of techniques and things like that. And back to the slideshow. Also have a very active and really friendly and knowledgeable and willing to share group on Facebook. It's grown to over 600 people now, and we share regularly. People that are in the online classes share in the group and ask questions, and they, you know, big topic is always how do you organize your collage materials and things like that. So if you're interested in that, join this discussion over at the Facebook group. Facebook group right at the beginning of lockdown, I hosted a virtual collage materials scavenger hunt because we couldn't get out and source collage materials. So I had everybody looking through what they had in their stash and posting pictures. And that was a lot of fun for 10 days, I think. And then in April, I decided to also, because why not? I'm creating a year-long class and doing these other things. I decided to publish a book. I had this idea about art doesn't have to match your sofa. And so I took artwork and created little sofas out of it. And stop sharing. And this is the first book, which features 26 of my collages created and put into these little sofas. Well, I had so much fun with that, I decided to host a call for artists, an international call for people to send me collage art. And I was overwhelmed by the response. I was going to publish one book, and I ended up publishing an international edition with artwork by 26 international artists. got their artwork on one side, and then I've created the sofa with their artwork on the other side of the book. These books are all available in paperback or Kindle on Amazon. And so there are 26 international artists in volume 2. Volume 3 is 26 artists from across the United States. And just a really fun collection, a variety of artists with different levels of experience from all over the world. So that was kind of fun, and that's going to lead up to one of the things I'm going to announce later on in today's little broadcast. So published a couple of books with the sofas, and then I was able to receive a very generous grant from the Doug and Lori Kanier Art Collection to be able to give scholarships to a class that I did last fall. It was called Collage Lab 101, and it was kind of a basic intro on Facebook Live, and ended up, because of the scholarship money from the Kaniers, which I matched dollar for dollar, we ended up with 50 students from 16 different countries. And that just sticks in my head every time someone talks about me teaching in person locally again, because there's no way I'd ever reach that many people from that many different locations. So that's why I'm really committed to keeping classes going here on Collage Lab online. And last November, I hosted a 30-day challenge called Treasure Trovember. And I've got a new challenge starting tomorrow, which I'll tell you all about. Treasure Trovember, we created one collage, adding a different element or technique every single day for the month of November. And I don't remember how many people participated, but about 300. If you go to my Collage Lab Instagram and look at the highlights, I tried to capture everybody that shared their work in Treasure Trovember. And that is my finished piece at the end of 30 days. So that was last November. And then in December, we had a call for vintage holiday mail art, and selected artists from that to be published in a book and also in a pop-up exhibit. We hosted a virtual pop-up mail art exhibit in an old phone booth at my neighbor's RV park. And it was great fun. You can see the video of that on my YouTube channel as well. Collage Lab also is now hosting about monthly a collage play date. It's a free event on Zoom, lasts about an hour and a half, and we gather and we talk, introduce ourselves, and then either I demo a technique or we do a simple project together. And I'll be announcing the next upcoming play date at the end of this as well. For 2021, I've created a series of 6 master classes. The first one, Contemporary Collage Meets the Elements of Design, is a 5-week master class on Zoom. We started 2 weeks ago. It was the first thing I did in the new studio. I was determined that I was going to be set up enough to record or do a live class. Also got a series of mini classes that are on Zoom that are a shorter time commitment. I've got another class that I'm super excited about. I've wanted to do this for a long time. Collage Biz, which is kind of taking your collage practice to the next level and treating your art practice like a real business. This is a pre-recorded class. There are 6 weeks of lessons. We're about halfway through that right now, but you can join anytime and work at your own pace with these pre-recorded lessons. So I'm real excited about that one. Spurred on by the gift last fall from the Canyers, I've also created a scholarship fund. If you enjoy what is going on at Collage Lab and want to pay it forward a little bit, every dollar that you contribute to the scholarship fund, I will match that, and we will give scholarships to people that would like to take classes but can't afford the full price. I'm also right now in the middle of moving into the new studio, and I am determined to do some spring cleaning, going through my collage stash and personally selecting a big old package of vintage ephemera for you. Today's the last day for pre-sale pricing on this. They will be mailed out about March 15th, and I will take orders up to a certain point. It's pretty close to being sold out, but you can still grab one as of this moment. So that's exciting. I'm excited to go through all my stash and weed it down so I can go out and buy more. And so this brings us to what's coming up next. The next collage play date, you are the first to hear about it. It'll be March 23rd, all about adhesives. We did this class about 6 months ago, and it's the most popular topic ever with collage artists. Everybody in every class, in every venue, is always curious about other kinds of adhesives. So if you start out working with nothing but glue stick, you start wondering how people use all these other things. And so I will go through every single adhesive that I own and demonstrate it and tell you the pluses and minuses and what kind of papers it works with. And this is a free Zoom play date. Will be available for sign up later this week on Collage Lab website. The next mini class starts the last week of March on Zoom. It's about mark making. So adding marks to your mixed media collage is something that some people are absolutely comfortable with and really good at. And it's something that other people are terrified of. And so I'm going to make it easy and fun, and you will start mark making and probably never look back. I mentioned the current master class. The next one starts April 5th, and it is Color Studies in Collage. In the alphabet course, we have C is for color, which is playing around with color a little bit. This is really a deep dive into color, the importance of color, making color choices, and choosing your palette, and how to make it all work together. And that's a 5-week master class on Zoom that starts April 5th. Starting tomorrow, and this is like not even available to sign up yet because I've been moving into the studio and dealing with Texas winter and all these other things. But starting tomorrow, a 31-day challenge called Mixed Media March Minis. And later today, you'll be able to sign up on the Collage Lab website. You will get a download of 31 prompts. And the idea is to make 31 small collages, one a day, using these different prompts to try out different mixed media techniques. We're going to have a blast. And it's not like Treasure Trovember where it's cumulative. So you can jump in and do the ones you want to do, and you can go back, you know, and do the ones if you don't have the supplies or don't feel like doing certain prompts. But that's called Mixed Media March Minis. That's a free challenge, and you'll be able to sign up on the website later today. It starts tomorrow, March 1st, because February is a short month. And oh my gosh. And then the other big news, I am wearing my World Collage Day t-shirt today. World Collage Day is May 8th this year. So it's a little over 2 months away. And there are several organizations and artists that put on events for World Collage Day. I hosted a community cut and paste a couple years ago, and it was a blast. I am going to be announcing this week, you are the first to hear it right here, a World Collage Day International Call for Collage Art called Think Global, Glue Local. And all of the details will be posted on the website later this week. But if you want to get a jump start on it, you're going to create a round collage. That's the only requirement, is that it is round, and I'll have all the details. It's a free call for art, and I will be publishing all of the selected pieces in a book, kind of laid out like this graphic with the globe thing going on. And there will be an online exhibit of all of the entries. So that's for World Collage Day. The details will be posted this week. The deadline will be April 10th. The selected artists will be notified by April 15th. And I hope to have the book published and available to people before World Collage Day on May 8th. So that's a whole lot of me talking. And let me move the camera around here for a minute, because I know you all really showed up to see how messy my studio is. And so that is what we're going to do next, is a studio tour. We have really moved over to this space this week. I still have some boxes and things to move over and to unload, a lot more books, a lot more paper, but that's going to happen after today. And so let me spotlight the camera and walk you around the studio. Here's my door. And since my boyfriend isn't here right now, I am going to share his workshop with you as well. He is a woodworker, cabinet maker, jack of all trades. See this awesome work table? I'm going to get one just like it in the studio. So that's why I wanted to share that with you. And this is my studio. And I'm just going to walk around. It is a bit of a mess, but I'm trying to organize as I get things over here. And supplies and artwork on this wall. That was the one thing I wanted. I wanted one white wall so that I could take pictures of art without having to crop everything. Storage up above, supplies. There's all the adhesives, paints, things like that. All these bins are full of vintage papers. Got my tool rack over there.
Kelly?
Yes.
Kelly, hi. I'm seeing it, but you're going a little fast. I'm getting a little dizzy.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry.
If you could just pause a little bit. I know you're so excited, and so am I to see it.
I'll go back and go a little slower. And what I need to do is I need to back up so I'm not right on top of these walls. This is a lot bigger than my old studio, but it's still like 15 by 15. So it's not huge, and I've got a lot of stuff. So artwork, supplies. Here's my temporary work table, because I really want to see exactly how big I want Jim to build my work table. So I'm working on a little 4-foot table right now. Got this awesome pneumatic bar stool, which I am loving. And I also just purchased studio lighting and a new camera for demos. So I'm excited to really make everything more professional and really make Collage Lab kind of like playing with the big guys. The hole in the wall over there is where my air conditioner goes. It's 70-some degrees today, so I'm hoping that the air conditioner gets installed this week, maybe. Blank canvas on the easel, kind of a statement, I guess, about where I am artistically at the moment with the move. You cannot see my big, huge windows behind that drop cloth right now, but that entire wall is windows that go almost floor to ceiling. And we are out in the country, and so there aren't neighbors on either side of us for miles and miles. This little corner is, maybe I'll turn this way, sorry about that. This little corner is artwork by other artists that I love and admire, and I love to show their work. That top piece is a San Antonio collage artist named Tim Olson. I just love his work. The Life is a print by Kellett. I can't think of her last name, but she's got an Etsy shop I can give you the link to. And over here, I've got work by Llewellyn. Oh, I'm blanking on last names here, you guys. Llewellyn, that runs the playing card exchange. Above that's a piece by Allison Ann out of Minneapolis. The resin collage is Chad Yaney, who's out in Oregon. And above that is a fun print from Mandy Fiorello, who has created 600 plus days of collages on library card catalogs. And these are some local artists on the windowsill. And this is my table that I am leaving the sewing machine and the manual typewriter and the paper cutter and everything out on a table so that I actually use them. Instead of having to pull the sewing machine out, I figure I will actually use it if it is set up and ready to go. And then we get over to my very messy little desk area, office supplies, not quite unpacked yet. Lots of collage books. And then back to the front door. Not a huge studio to tour, but I am thrilled to be here and thrilled to be able to share this first look with you. So let me get back to pinning this. What do you guys think? I guess I did talk pretty fast. It's only 1:30. I'm gonna look real quick at the chat. I have posted links for the email list, all the collage classes, the scholarship fund. The March challenge will be posted. If you go to the website and click learn, or go to the link for classes. That'll be there for sign up. The World Collage Day Call for Artists will be posted later this week. If you're on the email list, you're going to get all of this information. I'll open registration for the Adhesives play date later this week. There's links for the Art Doesn't Have to Match Your Sofa books and items. If you go to the goodies link, that includes things like the World Collage Day t-shirt and the vintage ephemera packs. And if you're not in the Facebook group yet, please go ahead and join that. There's Instagram link, my Collage Lab on Instagram, and there's the YouTube channel link. And love the colorful walls. Thank you, Katie. What was my biggest challenge for the studio? Great question, Julie. The long story part of this is we found this building just by driving by. It's a little bit outside of town. It's out in the country, and it only had 2 walls and a roof. And we went through Hurricane Harvey in 2017. And so my boyfriend and I were looking for properties that, you know, somebody hadn't fixed up yet, and thought maybe we could do that and get a deal. So we finally contacted the owner of this building that only had 2 walls, and come to find out that it wasn't actually a building. There was a house in front of it. The house blew away in Hurricane Harvey. This was kind of like a covered back porch. And there are 3 ponds on the property. And so this would overlook the ponds and all these acres of pasture and everything like that. And so we talked to the owner and said, you know, we'll put up the walls and we'll, you know, fix it up and everything if we can use it as a shop and a studio and move our RV over here, because we live in a travel trailer. And our landlord, we got so lucky. He is the nicest guy. We told him like the maximum amount of money we could pay, and he was like, no, that's way too much. And we were like, okay. So we've got a really great deal. My boyfriend is doing some work for the landlord, who is building another house on the property. He doesn't like the house that he built after Harvey, so he's getting another house built. So that's lots of work for my boyfriend, which is great. And we kind of get to do what we want with this place, and it's lovely. My commute is about 10 steps from our trailer to this building. And we've got this big patio area that used to be the foundation for the house that blew away. So we've got huge patio to sit out, and it's out in the country, and it's lovely. So what was the biggest challenge for our studio was probably the fact that it didn't have walls. And when you're doing anything like that, you run into lots of other little issues. Because this front wall with the windows on it, not the side wall with big windows, but the front wall, that was actually the exterior of the house, and it's now on the interior. And so we had to take out all of the windows and the sliding glass door and flip them around, because otherwise the rain comes in through the little weep holes at the bottom of the windows. And this building is built really sturdy, huge wood beams and everything. But the landlord said the guy that built it didn't own a level. And so nothing is level. The concrete floor slopes. Everything is a little bit on an angle. So those have been probably the biggest challenges. That and just trying to get it ready and still be able to work out of my studio, do weekly classes, over at the old studio, and then move over here and be set up and ready to go has been, a big challenge. And then of course we got hit with the 1 week of terrible winter in Texas kind of thing. We were very lucky. We did not lose power. And we've got a well out here, and we had a well that we could hook up to at the old place when they were turning off the city water. So we really got lucky that we didn't have any issues. We did have a pipe burst in the building where my old studio is. So I kind of ran around grabbing boxes and getting them out of the water. But again, got very lucky because I had just packed a whole load of stuff in the car and was getting ready to come over here. And I heard this really loud noise, and it was water rushing in. And if I would have left 2 minutes earlier, the whole place would have been flooded and we wouldn't have even known. So consider ourselves very lucky, and winter is over. It's getting hot. That's why I went and got my summer haircut. It was just getting a little too crazy. I'm used to short hair, and I've only had one other haircut since COVID started. So I was like, I need another haircut. It's been over 6 months. So those are my big challenges so far, but the joy of building something from scratch and saying, I want outlets over here and I want outlets over there and I want lighting here. And, you know, we put everything in this building, and then we ran the water from the pump and the electric from the pole. And so it really has been just kind of do it exactly how we want it. I know I am loving the space, Dee, absolutely loving it. This is about twice as big as my old studio. And prior to my old studio, I worked out of my vintage camper, which was very small. And prior to that, I lived and worked out of a camper van. So I am, you know, it's luxurious to be able to actually walk all the way around my work table and have some walls to hang things on. And yes, March Madness is, or yeah, March Madness, whatever it's called, Mixed Media March Minis is free. It's a free challenge. And basically, Treasure Trovember, I recorded a little tiny video every single day for every single step of Treasure Trovember. I'm a realist. I don't have the time to do that in March. So you're going to get a download, and it's going to be similar if you guys have participated in Februarage through Edinburgh Collage Collective. It's going to be similar. It's just going to be a list of prompts for the 31 days in March. And it is going to be a free download as soon as I get it on the website. And it starts tomorrow. Thank you all. I'm so excited you were all able to join me and find me over here. This again is going to be a regular feature. I want to, you know, talk to everybody, whether you're in a class or not. I want to talk to you all and let you know what's going on at Collage Lab, and let you know what the upcoming things are. So I am thrilled to have you. If you have any more questions, great. If not, I'll let you get back to your weekend. Thank you. Thank you, Julie, Katie, Dee, Jeffrey, Anna, Kenny, Karen, Christine. Thank you all for being here. If you did leave early, then I will have this on YouTube shortly after I get it downloaded. But thank you so much for being part of Collage Lab and visiting my studio today.